This is the story of how one team spent over £200 million, signed the greatest designer in Formula One history, and deliberately finished 7th in the championship, all to set up the most ambitious gamble in modern motorsport. Aston Martin has assembled Adrian Newey, a works Honda engine partnership, and a state-of-the-art factory, all converging on a single target, the 2026 regulation reset. But here is the question nobody is asking. What happens when you throw the best designer, a manufacturer with a traumatic past, and completely new leadership into a pressure cooker of new regulations? And can Newey really work his magic in just 12 months? The answer might change everything you think about next season. Lawrence Stroll bought Force India out of administration in August 2018 for £90 million. At the time, people thought he just wanted a seat for his son Lance. Nobody realised he was starting a project that would take 8 years to reach its true destination. The transformation happened in stages. Force India became Racing Point. Racing Point won its first ever Grand Prix in 2020 when Sergio Perez took victory at the Sakir race. Then, in January 2021, the team became Aston Martin, fielding their first Formula One car since 1960. But Lawrence Stroll was not interested in small steps. He wanted to build a championship-winning operation from the ground up. And that meant infrastructure. In September 2021, ground broke on the AMR Technology Campus at Silverstone. This was not a renovation. This was the most significant new-build Formula One facility in approximately 20 years, since McLaren completed their technology centre in 2004. The campus spans 37,000 square metres across 3 interconnected buildings. Building 1 opened in July 2023, housing design offices, engineering departments, production facilities, and mission control. Building 2 followed in July 2024, with staff amenities, a fitness studio, and, critically, an upgraded simulator. Building 3, completed in November 2024, contains the crown jewel, Aston Martin's own wind tunnel. That wind tunnel became operational in mid-March 2025. Before that, the team had been renting time at Mercedes' facility in Brackley, a setup that dated back to the Force India days. Now they finally had independence. Andy Cowell, who was CEO at the time, said the new wind tunnel had opened our eyes. But facilities alone do not win championships. You need people. And Stroll went shopping. He hired Dan Fallows from Red Bull as technical director in April 2022. He brought in Enrico Cardile from Ferrari as chief technical officer, starting August 4, 2025. He recruited Andy Cowell himself, the man who ran Mercedes. High-performance powertrains during their dominant hybrid era, first as CEO, then as team principal. The workforce expanded from roughly 405 employees when Stroll bought Force India to between 650 and 700 by late 2022, with capacity for up to 1,000 staff in the new facility. Then came the headline moves. On May 24, 2023 in Tokyo, Aston Martin announced a works partnership with Honda starting from 2026. This was not just an engine supply deal. This was full works status, the kind of relationship that historically produces championships. Honda's CEO, Toshihiro Mibe, declared that Honda and Aston Martin share the same sincere attitude and determination to win, and that they would work together and strive for the championship title as Aston Martin Aramco Honda. To understand why this matters, you need to understand Honda's history. During their golden era from 1983 to 1992, Honda engines won 6 consecutive Constructors' Championships and powered 5 consecutive drivers' titles. Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost, Nelson Piquet, they all won championships with Honda power. The 1988 McLaren Honda won 15 of 16 races, a record that stood until Red Bull broke it in 2023. Then came the disaster years. When Honda returned in 2015 with McLaren, they arrived 1 year behind their rivals in the turbo hybrid era. The turbocharger was too small. Energy recovery reached only 40 brake horsepower instead of the permitted 160. Reliability collapsed. Fernando Alonso, driving one of those underpowered cars at Honda's home race in Suzuka, delivered the most brutal radio message in modern Formula One history, saying it feels like GP2. Embarrassing, very embarrassing. McLaren finished 9th in the Constructors' Championship in both 2015 and 2023. 2017. But here is where the story turns. Honda moved to Red Bull in 2018, and everything changed. Red Bull offered what McLaren would not: extra cooling in exchange for power, full integration of Honda engineers, protection from public blame, and freedom to experiment. The results were transformative. Honda won their first hybrid-era race at the 2019 Austrian Grand Prix with Max Verstappen. They added 3 more victories that season. In 2021, Verstappen won the Drivers' Championship, Honda's first title since 1991. Then he won again in 2022, 2023, and 2024, all with Honda power units. So, when HRC President Koji Watanabe explained why Honda chose Aston Martin, he said they had the strongest passion for winning the championship. He visited the factory personally and saw they were making investments on things, including personnel, and moving vroom forward. But then came the move that changed everything. On May 1st, 2024, Red Bull announced that Adrian Newey was leaving the team. Every major competitor in Formula One suddenly wanted him. Newey is not just a good designer, he is the most successful designer in the history of the sport. His cars have won 26 world championships, 14 drivers' titles, and 12 constructors' titles. He has designed race-winning cars at 3 different teams: Williams, McLaren, and Red Bull. His total career statistics show over 223 Grand Prix victories. The Williams FW14B in 1992, the McLaren MP 413 in 1998, the Red Bull RB6 through RB9 from 2010 to 2013, the Red Bull RB18 and RB19 in 2022 and 2023. Every single one of those was a championship winner designed by Adrian Newey. The RB19 won 21 of 22 races in 2023, the most dominant single season in Formula One history. On September 10, 2024, Aston Martin announced they had signed him. Lawrence Stroll called it the biggest story since the Aston Martin name returned to the sport. Reports from the BBC put the contract at roughly £30 million per year over 5 years, totaling approximately £150 million. Newey also received a reported 2.5% equity stake in the team. He officially started work on March 1st, 2025, immediately beginning design on the 2026 car. In November 2025, Aston Martin announced Newey would become team principal for the 2026 season. Andy Cowell described what it looks like having Newey in the building. He said Adrian is very much into the detailed design, right from the beginning of March into the regulations. He is heavily involved in detail aero work, detail mechanical work, suspension work. You will see him both at his drawing board and at engineers' CFD screens. The pace with which we are creating changes on the 26 wind tunnel model is quicker than we have ever done before. Newey himself admitted his wife complains that he is in a design trance. He said he spends probably around 50% of his day working with the other engineers. Fernando Alonso, who has driven for nearly every major team in Formula One, offered his assessment: Adrian Newey will always have more impact than any driver. Now here is why all of this converges on 2026. The FIA approved the most comprehensive technical overhaul since the turbo hybrid era began in 2014. These are not minor tweaks. These regulations change everything. The power unit transformation is the centerpiece. The MGU-H, that complex motor generator unit connecting to the turbocharger, has been eliminated. Electrical power from the MGU-K triples from 120 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts, which equals 470 brake horsepower. Internal combustion engine output drops to approximately 400 kilowatts, or 536 brake horsepower. This creates something revolutionary, a 50-50 power split between electrical and thermal energy. The current cars run at roughly 80-20. Combined output still exceeds 1,000 brake horsepower, but the way that power is generated fundamentally changes. Cars must run on 100% sustainable fuel made from non-food sources, municipal waste, or atmospheric carbon capture. Fuel allocation drops to approximately 70 kilograms per race, down from 100 kilograms in 2020. The aerodynamic changes are equally dramatic. Both front and rear wings now feature active, movable flaps that adjust angle, opening on straights to reduce drag, then closing in corners for downforce. This replaces DRS entirely. A new overtake mode activates within 1 second of a competitor, providing extra electrical deployment. George Russell predicted these changes will produce overtakes in obscure locations, in locations where we have never seen overtakes before. Ground effect undergoes significant revision. Floor width narrows by 150 millimeters. Ride height increases. Extended diffusers replace the long tunnels of current cars. Downforce drops 15 to 30%, while drag reduces approximately 40%. Minimum car weight falls 30 kilograms to 770 kilograms. Frédéric Vasseur, Ferrari's team principal, summarized the challenge by saying, "We are starting from scratch on everything. New tires, new fuel, new engine, new chassis, new sporting regulations, new everything." This is why Aston Martin accepted finishing 7th in 2025 with just 89 points. They went from 280 points in 2023 to 94 in 2024 to 89 last season. The AMR 25 was intentionally designed as a stepping stone. Every resource shifted to 2026 development. Honda first fired their 2026 engine in early December 2025. The official unveiling is scheduled for January 20th, 2026 in Tokyo. HRC operates from 3 facilities now: HRC Sakura in Japan for primary development, HRC USA for race support, and HRC UK in Milton Keynes for European operations, occupying the same building they used during the Red Bull partnership. But here is where we need to address the concerns. Koji Watanabe acknowledged difficulties in January 2025. He said, "Not so easy, we are struggling. Now we are trying our best to show the result next year." He mentioned the lightweight battery is not easy to develop, and also the small engine with the big power. Everything is very difficult. There are reports that Honda may have missed certain development advantages that Mercedes and Red Bull exploited early, though this remains unverified. The competition is formidable. Mercedes enters 2026 as the paddock favourite. Their engine program at Brixworth has been running since mid-2022. Multiple sources told ESPN that Mercedes is increasingly confident about the strength of its budding engine program. George Russell and rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli form their driver lineup. Red Bull Ford Powertrains represents a historic gamble, the first in-house Red Bull engine. The Ford partnership, announced in February 2023, provides battery cell technology, electric motor expertise, and software support. Red Bull Powertrains has grown to 600 employees, but Toto Wolff described their challenge as Mount Everest to climb. And Red Bull has lost not just Newey, but also Christian Horner, Jonathan Wheatley, and reportedly Helmut Marko. Ferrari pivoted early to 2026 development. Fred Vasseur said they stopped 2025 car development by April. They have an innovative steel alloy cylinder head developed with Austrian specialists AVL. But Lewis Hamilton's arrival has generated intense scrutiny, and he went the entire 2025 season without a Grand Prix podium for the first time since his 2007 debut. Ferrari finished winless in 2025 for the 3rd time in 7 seasons. McLaren won both the 2024 and 2025 championships, their first double title since 1998. Their extended Mercedes deal runs until at least 2030. Sky Sports noted McLaren appear to be entering the sport's new era with more confidence than their expected main rivals. Bernie Collins, a former Aston Martin strategist, offered a cautionary assessment on Sky Sports. She said, "Although there is a lot of hype around the new project, the new factory, I think it is going to be a really difficult year for them next year. To change all of them together, I am not sure how phenomenal it is going to go year one." Lance Stroll himself acknowledged in January 2026 that for sure we do not have all the tools to be a top team, so there is no hiding behind that. Sebastian Vettel, who knows Newey better than almost anyone, said he can be not a silver bullet, but a huge contributor to a great car if Aston Martin provides the right environment. The team valuations tell their own story. From approximately £1 billion in November 2023 to £1.8 billion in March 2024 to £2.4 billion in May 2025. The market believes something significant is happening. Fernando Alonso signed what he called the longest contract I ever signed in my career, a multi-year extension through at least 2026. He described it as a lifetime project. At 43 years old, he said if the 2026 car is bad, there is a chance I continue another year to finish with a good taste in my mouth. If the car is good, 2026 will probably be my last year. That is what is at stake. The greatest driver of his generation wants one more shot at glory. The greatest designer in Formula One history is building him the car. A manufacturer that has won more championships than any other is providing the engine. And brand new regulations mean everyone starts from zero. Pre-season testing runs January 26th through 30th at Barcelona. The season opens in March at the Australian Grand Prix. The AMR A26 launches February 9th. Everything Aston Martin has built since 2018, every pound Lawrence Stroll has invested, every expert he has recruited, every painful season they have sacrificed, all of it converges on those first races. Will it work? Nobody knows. The honest answer is that there are too many variables, too many new pieces, too many unknowns. But if it does work, if Adrian Newey can do what he has done 6 times before at regulation resets, if Honda can deliver what they delivered for Red Bull, if all those investments translate to performance, then 2026 could mark the beginning of something historic. And if it does not work, well, at least they will have the infrastructure, the partnerships, and the people to try again in 2027. Either way, Aston Martin has changed the game. They have shown that you can build a championship operation without ever actually winning a championship first. They have proven that patience, investment, and strategic recruitment can create opportunities that raw talent alone cannot. The shocking reason Aston Martin might dominate in 2026 is not any single element. It is the convergence. Newey plus Honda plus new regulations plus new facilities plus the right timing. That combination has never existed before in Formula One history. And in a sport where timing is everything, Aston Martin might have just gotten theirs exactly right.